Okay, so are you ready to like dive deep into this AI world? We're going to be looking at DeepSeek,
DeepSeek.
this Chinese AI startup.
Yeah.
And they're making some serious waves. And just imagine building an AI as powerful as like the big names,
Yeah.
ChatGPT,
Right.
doing it way faster
Yeah.
and cheaper.
Much cheaper.
DeepSeek claims to have like cracked the code,
They do.
and we're going to find out how.
So what's really interesting is they're not just like, talking the talk.
Right.
They're walking the walk.
Yeah.
Their latest model, DeepSeek-V3, it's a beast.
Okay.
671 billion parameters.
Wow.
And get this trained in just 2 months.
2 months.
2 months.
That's crazy fast.
It's incredibly fast.
Especially when you think about like what it costs.
Right.
A mere $5.58 million.
Yeah, a drop in the bucket.
That's a tiny fraction of what like the big players are spending.
Exactly. And it really challenges this assumption that you need like these massive budgets
Right.
to compete in the AI race.
Okay.
DeepSeek's approach is like shaking things up.
So how did they pull this off? What makes DeepSeek-V3 so special?
It's not just about size.
Yeah.
It's about smarts.
Okay.
DeepSeek-V3 uses what's called a mixture of experts architecture, or MOE.
MOE.
MOE, think of it this way, like having a team of expert chefs,
Zoe?
each specializing in a specific cuisine,
I like that.
instead of one chef trying to cook everything.
Oh, so instead of using all 671 billion parameters for
Yeah.
every single task,
Exactly.
it only activates the specific experts it needs.
Precisely.
That sounds incredibly efficient.
It allows DeepSeek-V3 to be incredibly fast and cost-effective.
Okay.
It's like having a brain surgeon for brain surgery,
Uh-huh.
but you don't need them to bake a cake.
I love that analogy.
Right.
Okay, so Mo is one secret weapon.
Mm-hmm.
What else have they got?
Well, they've also implemented something called multi-head latent attention, or MLA.
MLA.
MLA. This helps DeepSeek-V3 understand these intricate relationships in data, like the nuances of language and the logic behind code.
So it's like giving the model this like superpowered understanding of how things connect.
You could say that.
Yeah.
It helps DeepSeek-V3 excel at things like writing complex code,
Wow.
solving tricky math problems,
Oh.
and even reasoning through long and complicated texts.
Okay. I'm already impressed, and we haven't even gotten to like the performance benchmarks yet.
Right.
How does DeepSeek-V3 actually stack up against the competition?
All right, so get this.
Yeah.
It's not just holding its own.
Okay.
It's exceeding expectations,
Really?
especially when you compare it to other open source models.
Okay.
We're talking significantly better performance in areas that have traditionally been challenging for AI.
Real quick.
Things like nuanced language processing and reasoning.
So it's a champion in the open source arena.
It is.
But how does it fare against the giants?
Right.
Those closed source models like ChatGPT and Claude that everyone's talking about.
This is where it gets really interesting. DeepSeek-V3 is not just competing,
Okay.
it's rivaling, and in some cases surpassing, those top-tier closed source models.
Hold on. Are you saying that this model, built by a relatively new startup,
Yeah,
is going toe-to-toe with like the biggest names in AI?
that's exactly what we're seeing.
Wow.
And it's not just hype the benchmarks back it up.
Okay.
For example, in some coding and problem-solving tasks,
Mm-hmm.
DeepSeek-V3 is actually outperforming models like GPT-4 and Claude.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
It is.
But we've got to go back to their cost efficiency for a second.
Yeah.
They're getting these incredible results on a fraction of the budget.
I know, it's remarkable.
How are they doing that?
Well, they're being incredibly strategic about their hardware.
Okay.
Instead of going for the most expensive top-of-the-line GPUs like many of their competitors,
Right.
they opted for a more affordable option, the NVIDIA H800.
So they're essentially finding a way to be more cost effective
Yeah.
without sacrificing performance.
Yeah. Precisely, they're demonstrating that you don't necessarily need to spend billions to achieve groundbreaking results in AI.
Yeah.
It's a real game changer.
It's like they're saying, hey, you don't need a money printing machine to push the boundaries of AI.
Exactly.
Now, one thing that really intrigues me about DeepSeek is their commitment to like open source.
Right.
Can you talk more about that? Why is this such a big deal?
It's a huge deal because it goes against the grain of what we're seeing with a lot of AI companies, especially the bigger ones.
Right.
DeepSeek-V3 is fully open source,
Okay.
which means the code, The data and the training methods
Wow.
are freely available for anyone to use,
Wow.
to study, and to build upon.
It's like they're throwing open the doors and saying, let's all collaborate and make AI better together.
That's a great way to put it.
That's a pretty bold move in a field that's often shrouded in secrecy.
It is, and it has the potential to accelerate the pace of AI development in a way we haven't seen before. Imagine a global community of researchers, developers, and tinkerers,
Right.
all working together, contributing ideas, and building upon each other's progress.
It's like an open source symphony of AI brilliance.
I love that.
I love that image.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the tech, the performance, the cost efficiency, and the open source approach. But what about the people behind all this? Who is the DeepSeek team?
Well, from what we've gathered, the team is primarily composed of brilliant young researchers, many fresh out of top Chinese universities.
So they're not just a bunch of tech whizzes. They're idealists, too.
It seems so, and their organizational culture reflects this.
Okay.
They prioritize talent and fresh perspectives over years of experience,
Interesting.
which creates an environment that's ripe for innovation and rapid development.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most groundbreaking ideas come from those who are newest to the field
Absolutely.
and not afraid to challenge the status quo. Now, let's zoom out a bit and talk about DeepSeek's impact on the global AI landscape. How are they changing the game?
DeepSeek's emergence is a significant event. They've gone from a relatively unknown startup to a force to be reckoned with in just a few years.
Wow.
They're challenging the established giants and demonstrating that innovation in AI isn't limited to big tech companies with unlimited budgets.
Their story is so inspiring.
It is.
It's like David taking on Goliath in the world of AI.
Yeah.
But what are the implications of this? Why should the average person care about the rise of this Chinese AI startup?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond the realm of tech and AI research.
Okay.
DeepSeek success has the potential to democratize access to powerful AI in a way we've never seen before.
Okay.
Imagine if small businesses, nonprofits, educators, artists, and even individual researchers had access to AI tools as powerful as those used by the tech giants.
It's mind-blowing. It could unlock so much creativity and problem-solving potential across every sector.
Exactly. And it's not just about access. DeepSeek's commitment to open source also promotes transparency and collaboration, which could lead to more responsible and ethical AI development in the long run.
It's like they're setting a new standard for how AI should be developed and shared.
Yeah.
One that's more inclusive and beneficial for everyone.
It's a refreshing change.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see if other AI companies follow their lead.
Speaking of interesting, we talked earlier about DeepSeek-V3 sometimes mistaking itself for ChatGPT.
Right.
I'm still thinking about that.
Yeah.
What does it tell us about, the current state of AI? And what are the potential implications?
It's a fascinating phenomenon, isn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests that even the most advanced AI models are still heavily influenced by the data they're trained on.
Right.
It highlights the importance of data diversity and quality control in AI development.
It's like you can have the most brilliant chefs in the world.
Right.
But if you give them low-quality ingredients, the results will be less than stellar. So as we look to the future of DeepSeek and the broader AI landscape, what are the big questions we should be asking?
There are so many.
Yeah.
Will DeepSeek be able to maintain its momentum and continue to challenge the status quo? Will their open source approach inspire others to follow suit?
Yeah.
Will they be able to navigate the ethical considerations of increasingly powerful AI?
These are questions that go beyond DeepSeek.
They do.
They're fundamental questions about the future of AI as a whole.
You're absolutely right. And it's a future that we're all shaping, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah.
Every decision made in the development and deployment of AI has ripple effects that extend far beyond the tech world.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into DeepSeek, I want to leave our listener with a final thought.
Okay.
This company has shown us that it's possible to achieve remarkable things in AI with a focus on efficiency, collaboration, and a genuine desire to push the boundaries of what's possible.
It's a truly inspiring story, and it makes you wonder,
what if this is just the beginning? What if DeepSeek's approach kind of sparks this wave of innovation, making powerful AI tools more accessible and collaborative?
It's an exciting thought.
Yeah.
And it raises so many possibilities.
Yeah.
And we could see an explosion of creativity and problem solving across all sorts of fields.
Imagine a world where AI isn't just the domain of, tech giants
Right.
and massive corporations, but a tool that anyone can use
Yeah.
to tackle challenges, explore new ideas, and make a difference.
It would be transformative.
Yeah.
We could see breakthroughs in medicine, education, sustainability,
Uh-huh.
even the arts,
Yeah.
driven by people who previously didn't have access to this level of technology.
And that's what I find so inspiring about DeepSeek's story.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that innovation can come from anywhere, and that a little bit of ingenuity and a lot of hard work can go a long way.
It's a David and Goliath story for the digital age. And it shows us that the future of AI is still being written.
Exactly, and is a future that we all have a stake in.
We do.
So if you go about your day, I want you to think about this.
Okay.
What if you had access to the kind of AI power
Right.
that DeepSeek is unlocking?
Yeah.
What would you create? What problems would you solve?
Yeah.
What would you change?
Those are the questions that keep me up at night.
Yeah, me too.
And I, for one, am incredibly optimistic about the answers we'll find together.
Me too.
Here.
The future of AI is full of possibilities, and DeepSeek is showing us just how bright that future can be.
It's been a fascinating deep dive into the world of DeepSeek.
It really has.
Their story is one of innovation, disruption, and the power of collaboration.
I couldn't agree more. And who knows what amazing things they'll achieve next.
Right.
Until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Great advice.